She is a leader of the Green Movement, who's worked tirelessly to bring green spaces and green jobs to the inner city. Social justice and environmental activist Majora Carter. I'm María Hinojosa. This is One on One. You decide to respond to that by creating an organization called Sustainable South Bronx. You end up winning this amazing award, the MacArthur Genius Award. I know you don't like it when people say it, but it is the truth.
Except my husband. I like to trout that out with him every now and then. It's like, honey, who's the genius in the house?
Oh, my gosh.
Okay.
So, and you end up, addressing the TED conference, and you end up meeting Vice President Al Gore. And that moment when you meet Al Gore is pretty amazing, right? Because he basically says to you, oh, just apply for a grant. We're going to include you in the environmental stuff. And you said to him...
Well, actually, it didn't say it includes me in the environmental stuff. It was more of like a brush off. The apply for a grant was kind of like, we'll have these little things that, that's what we do, for like folks that don't really deserve a seat at the table. And I was just like, no, we all need to have a seat at the table.
I love
big
that.
enough for all of us.
You're replying to the vice president, former vice president, and saying, no. I'm not asking for anything, I'm telling you.
Yeah, what you need so that we can make this world a better place.
And how's your relationship with Al Gore these days?
Oh, we don't really have one. I mean, I totally support what he's doing. I mean, really, no one has done more to raise the issue of climate change on this planet, except the other folks that he won the Nobel Prize with. And but I still think that there is still this perception, that folks from communities like ours, whether it's urban or rural, because believe me, their South Bronxes come in rural places too. They're white, they are black, they are everything in between. It's
I've
bizarre.
been to a place where there's a pork processing plant where there's a lot of environmental pollution in North Carolina.
Yeah, actually one of our first client for my new consulting firm was actually working around in that area, but that's a whole other story.
Well, but that leads us into the next thing, because you basically have decided that you want to grow bigger. It's not about just staying at one community-based organization, which is an amazing organization. You decide you need to grow. And so you create your own consultancy, and you actually say, I found my inner capitalist.
Yes.
Because you're feeling like, South Bronx people are really good to fight and protest, but you're saying, what, you want to change?
I want us to also understand our value. Like, I think that the lessons that I learned in the South Bronx, that, the projects that we pioneered, in particular developing one of the first green job training and placement systems in the country that really worked with and taught the ecological restoration skills to some of the most folks with significant barriers to employment, folks that are incarcerated, folks that have been in the public welfare system for decades, families, generational poverty, and taught them these skills and were able to help them understand not only could they get money in their pockets, but they also could provide these amazing environmental services that provided real monetary benefit, actually to our municipality in terms of, reducing helping to deal with urban heat island mitigation, which is the fact that that our cities are much hotter simply because of all the blacktop surfaces that we have and asphalt and stuff like that. Water conservation, energy, efficiency issues. And I'm like, this is a great thing. So I took that and realized that there's some real value in this. I mean, there are lots of people that talk green, but there aren't a lot of folks just yet, because this is still a very new movement. They've done it.
Well, yeah, no, I mean, I love the fact that everybody is green now.
I know.
Everybody's green, and I'm just like, just how green are you?
Yeah, it's a really interesting kind of thing, because and I realized that there were so many folks out there, touting themselves as green consultants who had actually never done many of the things that I've done. And I was just like, wait a second, I saw the changes that it made, number one, in people's lives, when they saw themselves as a powerful being, when they realized that they could do something to make this world a better place, and they were, when they put a green roof up, when they actually worked as a part of an urban forestry, steward team, that they knew they were providing a real benefit to the environment, and they felt that power. I mean, that was some incredible stuff.
And plus, they were getting paid, right?
Absolutely. So they knew that they had. There was the dignity of work, the dignity of the kind of work they were doing, and I was just like, this is a model that we need to take out. This is exactly how do we help other communities, municipalities, regions around the country do this.